everybody, my name's Eric Hopkins and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're finding me for the very first time or you are a returning viewer and have not yet done so, please click that like and subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you get all the notifications about when I put up new content right here on this channel. Now, I normally don't do videos here on the weekend, but we've got some breaking news in regards to the world of professional wrestling, or sports entertainment, I suppose, in this case. Yeah, so let's get into the news right away here. And the WWE has come to terms on the release of the Fiend, Bray Wyatt. He is no longer with the company. The article reads from Wrestling Observer, a full year of surprising WWE cuts continued Saturday as former WWE champion, The Fiend, Bray Wyatt was released. WWE initially announced the release on Twitter, but then deleted the tweet. A short time later, they tweeted the news again. Wyatt has made his final appearance as part of the Firefly Funhouse segment on the post-WrestleMania Raw in April. At WrestleMania, Randy Orton defeated him in his first match back after Orton lit him on fire at last December's TLC pay-per-view. Wyatt, Wyndham Rotunda, was distracted by Alexa Bliss, who, being aligned with Bray Wyatt in a storyline at the time, said she no longer needed him. The 34-year-old had been in the WWE since 2009. The son of Mike Rotunda, he first came into prominence as Husky Harris in NXT and was part of the Nexus angle in WWE. He was then back to FCW and eventually rebranded himself as Wyatt, a charismatic cult-like leader of the Wyatt family. He, Eric Rowan, and Luke Harper, also known as Brody Lee in AEW before he passed away, were eventually called up to the main roster in 2013. In 2019, Wyatt debuted the Fiend character. In his run, Wyatt held the WWE title once, the Universal title twice, and both the Raw and SmackDown tag team titles once. He is married to WWE ring announcer JoJo Offerman, and the couple have 2 children together. His brother, Bo Dallas, was also released earlier this year. So yes, WWE not one to keep a lot of their talented wrestlers, seems like lately. For whatever reason, they are wanting to continue to release good talent so other companies can actually pick them up and use them the right way. Yeah, I mean, this is one thing. To me, this situation is a little bit different than some of the others, though, like Andrade or Aleister Black or, wrestlers like that. This, I wonder if there's some more emotional things going on here, because as I mentioned while reading the article here, Luke Harper, Brody Lee, recently passed away, and he was the leader of the Dark Order in AEW before his tragic passing. Now, we know that Mike Rotunda here, Bray Wyatt himself, was really good friends with Brody Lee. That happened, I believe it was late last year, and the last time we saw Bray Wyatt before the year was over in 2020 was when he got lit on fire at TLC by Randy Orton. Then we had this long period of time where we didn't see Bray Wyatt on television, and he came back for a match against Randy Orton at WrestleMania, and that's the last we've seen him. So we've only seen him once during this entire year for the most part. There might have been a few segments on Raw or whatever where they set up the match, but I kind of get this feeling that maybe Bray Wyatt is having a very difficult time losing his friend Brody Lee, or Luke Harper, as many WWE fans know him. And if that's the case, I totally understand that. The same sort of thing happened with Chris Benoit when Eddie Guerrero died. If that's what's going on here, I mean, I don't think it's right to release the guy because he sounds like he would need help. So I don't know why you would fire him for that reason. I mean, you could argue maybe, he's not able to, fulfill his contractual duties. But at the same time, the dude's uber talented. And I hope that if he is having a hard time with the Brody Lee situation, I hope he finds the help he needs and the comfort he needs. Because, I mean, losing anybody that you're close to is always a hard thing to go through. And I pray for him, and I hope that things will improve on that front if that's the case. Now, speaking strictly from a wrestling standpoint, getting that out of the way here, Bray Wyatt's uber talented. I mean, the guy has some great creativity. From what I understand, a lot of the creativity from the Fiend character and the Eater of Worlds character and stuff, that was all him. A lot of his brainstorming and ideas like that. Now, I'm not trying to take any credit away from WWE. I'm sure they had some creative input into that as well. But it seems like lately, WWE is making these decisions where they're releasing a lot of their better talent when it comes to wrestling ability. Bray Wyatt's one. Andrade, Aleister Black. The list goes on and on and on. Daniel Bryan is apparently going to be showing up in AEW soon. It's just like they have who they like, and they don't want anybody else that it's just strange because some of the talent they're letting go is good pro wrestlers. I know WWE does not want to be pro wrestling. They hate that term. They want to be sports entertainment, which is, I mean, it's almost the bane of my existence, that term. I understand a lot of people enjoy sports entertainment. I have at times, but it's almost like they want to focus more on the entertainment than the actual wrestling side of things. And I hate to tell WWE, whether they want to be or they don't want to be, they are a pro wrestling company. They have storylines that take place in a wrestling ring week in and week out on their television shows. They may want to be more like Marvel and Disney, but as long as they have the wrestling ring in the center of their shows, they are a pro wrestling company. End of story. Period. That's it. So they've got to get it through their heads that is what they are. Now, as for Bray Wyatt, obviously, I think hello, Tony Khan. I think. Tony Khan has done a really good job, in my opinion, of picking up some of the scraps that, or I wouldn't say scraps even. A lot of these guys are top-tier talent when it comes to the pro wrestling scene. A lot of people will view AEW as picking up WWE scraps. That's why I said it. But here's the thing. Andrade, Malachi Black, CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, Bray Wyatt, probably before too much longer. I mean, there are guys that WWE are letting go that are going to be very good wrestlers and good talent for another company, whoever they may sign with. Bray Wyatt, if he wants to wrestle, he's going to find work. The WWE, the wrestling landscape has changed over the last few years, and WWE is no longer the only game in town, and AEW is one of the higher ranking companies out there right now that if someone wants to go find another job, they can find one, and Tony Khan will absolutely welcome him with open arms, and I'm sure he'll do a great job with him because we're seeing what he's doing with Andrade, with Rusev, Miro. We were seeing what he's doing with Malachi Black. Those guys, they're getting proper pushes in this company that they would not get in WWE like they should. I mean, as much as I like the Fiend character and things like that, WWE treated it like a joke a lot of times. Magic voodoo and things like that, and crazy stuff. Having worms on the ring mat at WrestleMania. It's really weird things that they view entertaining, but the rest of the world, a lot of people just can't get into it. I know they think that they're creative geniuses over there, but a lot of people just can't stand to watch this stuff. And the way they treat their champions here lately is just absolutely getting absurd. And they wonder why their ratings are going down and down and down, and AEW's are slowly going up and up and up. It's just because people want to see good pro wrestling, good storytelling. They like good creativity and comedy as well, but you got to do it in such a way where it doesn't put people off and make them lose brain cells. But I mean, that's just one man's opinion. But I think that Bray Wyatt, as long as he wants to continue to wrestle, he's going to find a place to go, and there's going to be many opportunities for him out there, whether that be Impact, Ring of Honor, New Japan Pro Wrestling, AEW, wherever he wants to go, there's going to be plenty of opportunity for him to find some place to go and utilize his talents the right way. Now, as a WWE fan, we probably should have seen this coming, and a lot of people did see this coming when they gave the Fiend character to Alexa Bliss. After WrestleMania, she basically took this character, and she is now the Fiend for the most part in the women's division over there. So sounds like it's something that's been brewing for a long time. Maybe he asked for his release. We don't have enough details right now, but we wish Bray Wyatt the best, and let's hope that he'll find a place to utilize his talents the proper way. And, just to put a button on this, everybody wants to say that AEW, is taking all these guys that WWE didn't want and they couldn't do anything in WWE. People need to understand, too, WWE does not push these talents the proper way. So when somebody like CM Punk walks away from the company, it's because they feel like they're not being utilized right, because they're being pushed aside for the Rocks, the Goldbergs, the Brock Lesnars, who are coming back as part-timers, and these wrestlers who are full-time working their butts off to be the best that they can be, to get the push that they deserve in these companies. And eventually they just put them in, jobber matches, or they're beating them on their debuts, ass carrying cross, or they're doing things like that to where it's like, these wrestlers have a right to want to further their careers and be better than what the company is pushing them to be. So when they go and find these opportunities, people rat on them for betraying WWE or, you know, just trying to further their own career, and that's just not right. These guys have a right to be better at their profession, and I don't blame them one bit for going to find better opportunities elsewhere. So you can like AEW, you can dislike AEW all you want, but to me, they're making the right calls when it comes to signing some of these, you know, great talents that are being underutilized in WWE. But that's just me. I'll stop ranting on that right now. But anyway, the real question here is, guys, what do you guys think about the release of Bray Wyatt from WWE? Are you excited for him to maybe show up in AEW? Are you upset that WWE let him go? Or as a WWE fan, do you think that he wasn't doing anything for the company anyway? Please comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you get all the notifications about when I put up new content right here on this channel. And until my next video, guys, take care.
We about to turn it on.